I'm waiting for the signal because we're taping. All right, welcome to Seal Beach Centers for Spiritual Living annual meeting. We're glad you all came, and we have some little helpers that are going to pass out the report. If there's two of you, we might let you, yeah. And we can always make more. All right, so we're passing those out. Oh yeah, Jim's already got one. Okay. What a beautiful day. The sun came out. I mean, I cannot believe we have sunshine and dry streets, and wow. Just made it perfect for us to come together today without hassling with floods and raining coming down. So, all right. And welcome to people that are on Zoom. We are recording this, so those of you at home can join us here as we are today. And so before we actually begin our meeting, I'm going to invite Rachel to come up and do an invocation, and then we will get started.
Thank you, Marjorie. So let's just gather our energy and focus and be here now. And recognize that there is only one Spirit, one God, one life, one mind. And that mind is my mind right now. That life is mine right now. It surrounds my entire being. It is who and what I am. And I absolutely know that because it is here as me, for me, working in, through, and around my being. It absolutely must be the same for each and every one of us. In this moment, we are inspired by the light that God is. We are lit up and on fire to be that inspired, shining example of life and how we can unfold it, working together, living and being, having our being in spirit as we come together as a community, as one heart and one mind. And in this one point, we are purposeful, conscious, and compassionate. How good it is to know that this is our being right here and now, as well as our destiny. Where we come from is where we are going. So we open up and enjoy this moment in the love and in the appreciation and in the gratitude of what it is we are creating, breath by breath, word by word, and hug by hug. So allowing it to be all that it is, I embrace it, I say thank you, and so it is.
Wow, yes, we are set in curiosity. So we have an interim minister, Reverend John De Palma, and he was here last week. But of course, he is not here today, but he wanted to be a part of our annual meeting. And so he has put together a video that we are going to show now with his interim minister's report for 2022.
Good morning. Yep, that's snow in Seattle, and it's time for the minister's annual report. So Rick Warren, nationally known for successfully developing sustainable spiritual communities, says we ask the wrong question when we ask how to grow a church. He says you can't grow a church. What you can do is create a healthy organism, and healthy organisms naturally grow. It's remarkable to me to watch this community become healthier over the past year. You know, from sadness, grief, anger, to being in a place of being energized by the possibility of unification with our sister community, the Namaste Center for Spiritual Living. That represents a huge shift in consciousness. Now, my role as interim minister is to support communities in consciously moving through periods of transition, knowing that a healthy transition creates a foundation for long-term viability and the vitality of both communities. Over the last year, that included Sunday talks and workshops, hundreds of Zoom meetings, teaching, coaching, and counseling, and collaboration with Namaste. From the start, this community has been open and receptive as conscious, cooperative components, willing to reach for a bigger idea. And none of this would have been possible without Marjorie Ray, Janice Guevara, and Pam Watanabe, three remarkable women who stepped up and navigated the center through the loss of two ministers, a raging pandemic, and the uncertainty of dealing with an unknown interim minister. Our community thanks you for your hard work, resilience, and unwavering faith, and you can applaud for that. Now, with that being said, an incredible group of people supported this community in every way imaginable, with the Leadership Council, practitioners, the production team, hospitality, and the youth program. More importantly is the consistent support of community members and friends through your attendance in service and classes and workshops, and of course, your financial contributions. Last January, in our steering committee meetings and practitioner meeting, we began the CARE group, or the Chrysalis Group program. Through this process, the atmosphere of our meetings began to shift, becoming more open and receptive to having the more difficult to have conversations. That included facing the harsh realities of the pandemic effect on the community, the loss of attendance and revenue, and creation of a whole new way of operating, which, among other things, creating a virtual presence for Sunday service meetings and classes. With support of the community, we began to focus on collaboration workshops with our sister community, Namaste, rather than pursuing a candidating process. We found we had much in common, discovering and sharing our common values and beliefs. Reverend Bobby Becker has been a blessing for each of our communities, with her generous heart and courageous spirit being open and receptive to the greater wisdom of spirit and championing the self-management that each community must grow into. Moreover, we found that while supported by a strong core of members, each community faced some of the same pandemic-induced challenges. Through these preliminary collaboration workshops, our communities concluded that there are greater possibilities in finding a way to work together and share resources. In December, the Seal Beach Leadership Council, in concert with the Namaste Leadership Council, approved a memo of understanding to formalize the exploration of unification between our communities. In January, the boards each presented this proposal in the form of a resolution to each community at large that voted overwhelmingly to approve the resolution. One of the most remarkable aspects of collaboration is that we all noticed how gracefully opportunities unfolded in divine right order. At the heart of it all is an awareness and recognition that this is a spiritual enterprise. No matter how things unfold from here, we have all grown deeper in spirit and deeper in appreciation for our Science of Mind communities. We've grown deeper in understanding how important it is to constantly grow in alignment with our values of safety, compassion, extraordinary respect, and accountability. We are seeing that our communities are healthier now, knowing a greater fulfillment of purpose is happening individually and as a community. And so for all that being said, I am fully confident that our exploration teams will present recommendations for finding the healthiest way forward for our communities that will exceed our expectations for this year and many years after. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend John. We are so blessed to have him. And Spirit chose him for us. We didn't have a choice. When we got to an interim minister, we said, can we have two to choose from? And they said, sorry, we only have one. And boy, what a one they had for us. So I am just delighted to say that we have come through this year with so much support from all of you, from the board. So many people have stepped up. We are running, I'll bet, 90% on volunteerism. 95. And it has come forth so beautifully. It has organically come to pass. We started out not knowing who our guest speaker was going to be. We're scurrying around. Now we have 4, really, that are here every month. Reverend John is here the weekend he's here. Then we have Guy Williams from Hilltop Center for Spiritual Living. We have Reverend Sunshine La Vida Center Spiritual Living, and Bobby Becker from Namaste. All of them excellent speakers. We have been so blessed with the speakers that we have. And we've had congregants that have stepped up. And I'd like to particularly point out Carol Ann. Carol Ann, would you just stand? When I started, she fairly quickly volunteered to take over the music, and I said, oh, good, take it, and she did. And then she started saying, well, she was the host, and then she realized we needed to have a team. She put together a team, trained the team, and we now have 4 of us that are hosts, and it's all because of Carol Ann, and so I want to really honor you for what you have given. And we have a gardening team that just stepped forward all by themselves. I think, Diane, you may be the only one that's present, so stand up so we can say thank you. Diane, Karen Lumblot was the one that painted the pots out front so that they're now a beautiful redwood or terracotta color rather than peeling white. And Diane Soto is also working on our gardens. We are grateful I am grateful. There's so many people. Florian is not only on the board, she's in charge of hospitality, and she has her team, Dina, and now June. Dina and June, you want to stand up as well? We'll honor you, that are helping now there. And Janie. And Janie, yes. Thank you. I'm always open to expansion. And of course, we have Wenda Arcala, who is our youth director. And she does that with the help of many. I see Ian is here, so Ian, stand up so we can recognize. Thank you. And then we have our greeters. And we are so blessed. Janice pretty much oversees them, but I see Florette and Melinda and Michael. Mike? Is Mike here? Mike left. Oh, and Sue Schneid. I'm sorry. Scheid. I know that. Sorry, Sue. And I'm just overwhelmed with how we have come together with an interim minister that's only here 5 days a week, although he is available by Zoom, and we do use him, let me tell you. So he pretty much, yes, and I also have to, Pam Watanabe, who has done the Waves of Joy. This is no simple thing. She has been doing that. It goes out every Friday, and we are just ever so blessed. And I don't know where Janice is. She's probably putting things away. She is an angel who came. Florian took over as administrator for about a year, yeah? And then Janice stepped in. And now she's been doing it. It is a heavy load. And she has done an amazing job. And we could not have done it without her. Volunteering. None of us paid. And we're hoping that once we maybe get married to Namaste, we'll have some paid people that will be taking part of this off of our shoulders so we can enjoy a little more. The collaborating with Namaste was beautiful. It started in September when 3 practitioners from Namaste, 3 from Seal Beach got together and developed the curriculum for the Stained Glass Spirit, which was our study group, and they built the curriculum. Each study group had, as close as possible, equal members from Namaste and Seal Beach. And they were led by 2 practitioners, one from Namaste, one from Seal Beach. It was so successful. It was unbelievable. We had 74 participants in the middle of COVID. And I just am in awe. And that then gave us the opportunity to have our first joint meeting here when we kicked it off, which was phenomenal. The energy, we filled the room with 94 people, I think, and it was just, the energy just blew the roof off. And at the end, we celebrated at Namaste, and all of us went, instead of being here, we went over there. We had 110 people and a potluck afterwards that was just phenomenal. And we have found, as Reverend John said, we have the same values. We have very similar energy, and we seem to energize each other. When we get together, it's just magic. That's all I can say. And so, as he said, at the end, we decided to go and start exploring. And that exploring has all started this year. But I think from what I hear, most people are saying it's not if, it's when. And I don't want to be too much ahead of myself, but it does look like we are a match made in heaven. And but we got a lot to walk through because there's a lot of financial and structural, and so it's going to be, well, we'll have a vote probably in April, but then it'll take several months after that to get everything in order before we can actually start meeting together every Sunday. So keep your ears open for what's coming. And with that, I think we'll hold questions until the end, if that's all right with you guys. So I'm going to turn this over now to Pam Watanabe, and she's going to give you the financials.
All righty. Okay, I'm going to make this brief just because I am. But I do want to let you know that if you want a copy of our balance sheet, our profit and loss statement, any of the slides I'm about to show you, email me. It's super simple. It's pam@sbcsl.org. And if you don't know that yet, you must be new. So, and I'd be happy to send you the whole thing. This is very open. We just didn't want to print a whole bunch of things. And I first want to apologize for 2 things. Number one, if I start coughing, it's because at that lovely potluck we had in October, I got COVID. And I still have a cough from it. I'm not contagious. I just have this ridiculous cough. And secondly, if this doesn't work very well, I didn't get a chance to practice it. I finished it at 5 o'clock last night, and I was so exhausted. I was like, okay, I'll just wing it. So, okay, John, let's see. I pushed the arrow that goes... Cool. Okay, so we have 2 accounts, or we have 4 accounts, but in the farmers and merchants accounts, we have a savings and a checking account. In the end of 2022, so this past December, we had close to $30,000. Last year at this time, we had $19,000, and that's just our operating income. That's how we pay for all of the bills here. It's about... With everything total, it averages about $8,000 to $10,000 a month for us to run. And that includes the ministers, that includes paying Reverend John, and I think I've got a slide that shows that in depth, but if not, again, it's on the reports. Edward Jones is a investment account, and we all know what happened, or most of you know what happened with the stock market this year. So from 2001 to 2022, we did lose about $10,000 in that. And actually, some of that we spent on capital improvements, which I'll go over later. But that includes broadcasting information. So those of you on Zoom and Facebook, you're welcome. And so, and so the totals are there. Okay, see if I can do this. Aha! Oh, too much. Eh? Eh? There. Okay, so capital expenses. I mentioned the investment account. The broadcast equipment there in the second one, $4,468, actually came from a grant from Hefferlin. Hefferlin is an organization through Center for Spiritual Living Home Office, and we can apply for grants every 2 years. 3 years ago, we got the floor, most of it, not all of it, and this year we got a $5,000 grant that John put together the request for, and we got it, and so we still have a little bit more to use, and we've told him, just hold off, because who knows when a microphone might go out. Electrical upgrades, thank you, thank you, thank you. We had that problem where there was water in our box thingy, and Jim Thomason helped kind of put that together, and we actually had money left over from the fundraiser. So we were able to buy sanctuary blinds, and you guys can't see them, but what happens in the summer when the sun's going down, and if anybody's here, they can't see a darn thing because the sun comes right into their eyes. The musicians can't see what they're doing. So if you're wedding here, it's a problem. So we got nice new blinds. It has an automatic thing where we can close them and open them, and it's super cool. And yeah, Janice did the research on that. Yay! Okay. Okay, this is a whole bunch of stuff, but this is just a basic outline of the profit and loss statement that I review every month with the board. And again, I'm not going to go through necessarily each one, but you see the service income did come down a little bit from last year to this year. A lot of people that were auto tithing were, because of the downturn of the market, lost jobs, had to back off of what they had been giving before. But it's also coming back. Rental income and classes, you'll see the difference between 2021 and 2022. We were able to open back up again. So for the Monday nights, if you don't know, this place is packed from wall to wall with an AA group. They've been coming for like 27 years, and they are very consistent in paying, except during the pandemic, they couldn't meet. So there's that Hefferlin grant. Last year, 2021, we got $16,746 from the PPP loans. It seems like forever ago, but that was, during COVID, and we actually had employees at that point in time, so I was able to get that. Soon afterwards, we didn't, unfortunately. Fundraisers, we did well this year. Part of that is from the electrical that we talked about, and then the red envelope mostly. Other miscellaneous income, and to tell you the truth, in 2021, I realized that number is the exact same as a PPP loan. I think I put it there twice. However, I do know, I went and checked before I was wiped out. The total income is correct for the 2 years, but remember, 16,000 of that in 2021 was from that PPP loan. So that wasn't anything we generated. Expenses, and then look at that net income. We're in the positive. Yay! And I must say that is mostly in part from Janice and Marjorie. They went through line by line every single month saying, what can we cut out? If we get rid of the rental of the copy machine and pay off, how long will it take to, we were very, very diligent, and we were very lucky to have such competent people working on that. So thank you. We just love each other, you can tell. Oh, look what I had done. So there's that, and there's that. And see, I forgot what I did. And there's that, and that. there it is. I put it in red so you can really see last year. Last year we also, 2021, again, it seems like forever ago, but in the beginning of the year we were paying Reverend Nicole, and we had a secretary. So that, again, we were not happy when they left, but particularly with Julie, but both of them. But anyway, that was that. So I guess I'm done. So that's looking forward to a prosperous new year. Yeah, I think I'm done. So again, at the end, if there's any questions, most importantly, if there's, oh no, here comes the cough. I guess I'm done. Most importantly, if you want a copy, just email me and I will email you one. Okay? Okay. Wait, there was something else. Oh, wait, one more thing. Something I forgot to put in there, I guess. I guess I did forget to put it in. Oh, I did put it in there. People engagement. The other thing I do is I look at numbers, all kinds of numbers. Sanctuary attendance, the average was 55. So if you took all the people from all the things and divided it by the number 52, and we had a high of 103 that one time when Namaste and folks were here. Sunday broadcast viewers, so that's the people on Zoom and Facebook. We average is very consistent, 28 people every week, sometimes up to 37. Ways of Joy newsletter, I send it out to 433 people every Friday. And when I told my daughter that 59% open it, she goes, no, industry standard is 6%. So see how committed you guys are? Or maybe it's a wonderful newsletter. So we have 1,252 people follow us on Facebook. And this is an interesting number because I said before that 28 watch online. You can go on Facebook and watch it later. And when I go back a month to 2-3 months, some of them have been watched by 45 to 155 people. So it's not just who's here on Sunday morning in the seats or even the ones watching. Our children's children will be watching this, I'm sure. And that's it. Thank you.
Hi again, my name's Rachel. I am considered the lead practitioner. Before I begin with the practitioner report, I'm not sure that Marjorie mentioned John Broderick, so I wanted to make sure to give a shout out to him and the team that keeps us going. And Dale, wherever, there you are. And Mary, and I will mention Mary. A lot of the people that I am going to speak about have already been mentioned because practitioners, along with congregants, make up the bulk of what we do and how we do it in terms of service, keeping this sanctuary connected, collected, and one. And we do have, at this moment, 15 of us active practitioners, and we teach classes and workshops, and we lead groups, and we do monthly newsletter blogs, in addition to coming up on a Sunday to do invocation and lead you all, and be available afterwards for prayer, and at any time, because we do have an ongoing prayer list that we maintain, and it goes out through the emails to each of us to make sure that we surround anyone who is requesting prayer and support with that consciousness, connecting each one of you and each one of us to the truth that all there is God. So let's see. So I'm going to read a little bit. Carol Ann, as we know, developed the hosting care group. Wenda is our youth director and directs all the education that the children receive. And as you also know, Pam works with the greeters and does all of our heavy lifting with computers. And June helps in the kitchen, but she also helped facilitate, along with Juanita and Sylvia, the Adventures in Faith. And each one of us also takes on a monthly basis, a separate prayer list of all those who have graciously consented to have us pray for them for greater abundance. And we call that, as you already know, out of the blue abundance. And so we take on that every month, every day, keeping you in the consciousness of your greater good and knowing for you the best and highest. And we love doing it. Let's see, and we have Mary Birch as one of our practitioners who also helps John in the back with the sound. Boy, we have a lot. Janice is the volunteer office manager, as we know, and then there are practitioners who facilitate various Zoom meetings. Some of them are monthly, some of them are weekly. And so I want to shout out to Dory Steinmetz for leading the Soul Sisters, Juanita Gardner doing a monthly book study for Aging to Saging. Marjorie has her book club as well, and Travis presents weekly International Heart of Peace meditations. And then Juanita and Sylvia facilitate any of the educational classes that we present to anyone who wants to go deeper into science of mind. And so they did last year, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Let's see, Sylvia also is the practitioner in charge of collecting all the prayers that you graciously write or ask verbally, email for prayer support. And she disseminates that to every one of us very dutifully, very consciously, very lovingly. And oh my gosh, I just want to say how much I appreciate what she does. I'm almost in tears because it's so beautiful. Whew. And then besides helping to develop the curriculum for Adventures in Faith, which I've already mentioned from Juanita, Sylvia, and June, they also have helped in collaborating with Namaste in setting up these exploration teams that we're now in the process of working with. And then there are a lot of us who do lead or have some role to play in every one of these sections of the exploration teams. So, December. December we had a very active time, both with our own congregation and in collaboration with Namaste. We held a candlelight service with Namaste, held there, led by Reverend Bobby Becker. And we then had a winter solstice service held here at Seal Beach, led by Carol Ann and Valerie Day, one of Namaste's practitioners. And then all of us from both centers came together for a Christmas celebration, having dinner here at Seal Beach, and we had a lot of fun, and we needed just to let go and enjoy it. And as I say here, last but definitely not least, in addition to all of this, we as practitioners have met as a group on Zoom twice monthly during the last year, and we've now since made it once a month. And we meet together always to share our consciousness, to share in prayer, and to disseminate information and inspire one another so that we can continue to be the light of the candle that helps light the other candles in this congregation. It is of vital importance to every one of us that we engage in our own spiritual practice to maintain that sense of connectedness to spirit, oneness, wholeness, and all of what makes us able to be inspiring and to be inspired. We have been following that care group model that Reverend John has unrolled through all of our meetings, in sharing our good and in trusting one another, becoming vulnerable and asking or giving prayer to one another. And that brings us so close together and allows us to be a stronger team, as again, to be that support for everyone else here in the congregation. And none of our active doings can unfold without being rooted in spirit and connected as one with each other, fulfilling our mission both as practitioners and as vital members of our community. And so I thank all of you for accepting us, utilizing us, and being gracious about the roles that we get to play with you. And we know that and we hope we know, we are the integral part of creating a safe and embracing experience for all who walk through our doors, ready to go deeper, find peace, find out who they are, and find out their connection to that one spirit. Thank you all, and thanks also to Reverend John. I can't begin to have words for that, for his leadership in helping us to become our greater yet to be. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. And after, I really appreciate that, and just walking through the entire year and everything that's been going on, and it's helping me to remember why I haven't had an opportunity to put groceries in my refrigerator lately. So I'm Wenda. Oh, thanks, John. You have the slides up there. Wenda Arcala, I'm here right now as the youth director, and let me see if I can work this little guy. Okay, so I'd like to just actually read this mission for the youth program, and that is to create a safe, inclusive, and supportive space for spiritual exploration, encouraged with love and inspired by creativity. Each child is embraced with an open heart. And I can't go much further without giving a big, huge thank you to the volunteers. Ian Overholt has been rooted in this program and has served for over a decade, and there's no way this program would be happening right now without him. So thank you, Ian. And Mackenzie Jones, for those of, I think you guys were all in service. Mackenzie Jones is a bright new addition this year, and she just graduated from college and is going to be going into, she is in education and special education, and she just has an innate ability to relate to children of all ages, and it's amazing having her with us in the youth program. We also had Linda Spence. She served in the beginning of the year. She brought her enthusiasm and artistic talent. And Janice graces us with her joy whenever her amazing granddaughter Chloe is visiting, and she comes in and Janice and Chloe just share their joy with the youth program. And Keith Watanabe was with us for the first part of the year, serving with some of the older kids. Okay, so who did we serve this in 2022? This was really an incredible exercise for me to go through and actually look through all the sign-up sheets and look through all the pictures I'd taken. And I the ones I have record of is over 42 kids. Over 42 kids came through our program, and we were able to serve. So as much as I know time is of the essence, so I won't read them to you, but I'm just so excited by all of these names here. So what exactly is going on in the youth room? So a whole lot. Every week is a different week, and these are just some pictures of some of the activities. In the first picture, we were exploring the importance of taking care of our bodies with exercise, and also adding gratitude to our practices to help strengthen us. And in the second picture, we were doing science experiments and making beans decorated as ghosts dance. And that was a fun day to clean up from. Also, the next picture you can see was also a fun day for cleanup after. That was just some Halloween fun, painting some pumpkins. And one day we were making self-expression flowers to embrace our diversity. We were identifying what's unique about us and discussed that it's not only okay to be different, it's what makes you beautiful you. Okay, it's just some more. I just wanted to share pictures with you guys of what's going on. So we made affirmation bracelets. You can see Keith there. The kids wrote affirmations, and each piece of cereal, Fruit Loop, that they put on their bracelet had a corresponding colored affirmation. And then we made vision boards, and I actually realized after I put this together that was actually this year. But and back in November, we made some incredible gratitude plaques with real leaves and wrote all the things that we were grateful for on those leaves for the kids to use as centerpieces or gifts to give at Thanksgiving. We had a super fun Easter celebration. We did bunny hop relay races. You can see there in the background Mr. Ian wearing his bunny ears and directing the races. We did a super fun art project where you use glue and then you put salt on the glue and then you paint it. It was awesome. And then we had our passageways ceremony, which is our sacred tradition here in Seal Beach, where we celebrate, encourage, and empower each child as they begin a new school year. And I just wanted to share something that really stood out for me this year in that ceremony. I believe there were 10 children that participated. But so the kids write their intentions, and Reverend John was here that day. It was amazing. They got to he lit their candles as they read their intentions, and then I got to read what their parents or guardians had to say about them. And this is what 15-year-old Hannah Joy's parents said about her. She received these words: "You are funny, talented, kind, and real. You are beautiful and poised with a Harlem, stand your own, and a heart that is always in song, and it blesses all of us." And the smile that was on Hannah Joy's face just lit the sanctuary, or at least it lit my heart. And it's just the creation of these moments, for me, is what the program's all about. The impact is just far-reaching and ripples out way beyond our imagination. I believe that lives and hearts and minds are nurtured and expanded and lifted. And this next slide is simply because everyone needs a little cuteness in their life. I mean, come on. Just take that in for a minute. Okay. And so right now, the current vision for our New Communities Youth Program, and if I could just invite those in attendance and maybe those online also to just take a moment and close your eyes if you're comfortable and just fill into these words with me and hold this vision. I see and feel a thriving youth program. It's a safe, loving space teeming with children of all ages, backgrounds, and races, joining together regularly. They are supported and uplifted by dedicated, compassionate volunteers, each other, and through inspiring and fun lessons. Seeds of truth are planted to help each child and all those involved live richer lives filled with love of self and others. Thank you, life. And so it is. And in closing, I just want to express my immense gratitude to the Seal Beach community and the board for the abundance of love and support that was bestowed upon the youth program and me. It's an honor to serve in this role. Now I'm going to get choked up. I truly feel blessed to be on this journey, knowing that the work is making a positive difference. And I pledge to do all that I can with the guidance of Spirit to continue to create a safe, nurturing, fun, sacred space for our kiddos to explore, connect, and thrive. Our youth program will continue to celebrate the whole child and offer tools to help children feel good about the perfect creations of God that they are.
And are we not blessed to have Wenda as our youth director? I'd just like to announce and let you know or remind you that in all this with just volunteers and people leaving and all that other stuff going on, we had a new membership class and we had 6 new members. And Maya Banzina, Cheryl Lufborough, Lauren Peach, Christy Rober, and Douglas Schmidt. And I think that says something, that we have people that want to join us when we're not quite sure how it's all going to end out. So I really think that is a wonderful accomplishment. I would also like to remind you that we have continued to tithe because we practice what we believe, and we believe in giving and receiving. So we give to local charities, and this year we gave to ASI Beach Pantry, which is a pantry at Long Beach College. We gave to Interval House. We gave to Thomas Shelter. We gave to Agalita. We gave to Casa Youth Center. We gave to Working Wardrobes. We gave in June to CSL Ukraine. We gave to the Assistance League, we gave to For the Child, Food Finders, Fisher's House, and Ice Sanctuary. And we also give a portion to CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living Home Office, because they support us with the main curriculum and many other things. So that is it. Are there any questions? I just think we're doing an amazing job working through the mystery and using creativity as we boldly move forward into the unknown. But what I've seen so far, I really like. So it doesn't really feel like unknown anymore, but yes. So are we complete? All right, then I'll ask Rachel to come back and do an invocation. And if ever you have questions, there's contact information. Call any of us. We have one.
I just want to say, as a member of this church, I want to thank our board for all your support. And thank you for being there for us in every way and for all time. Thank you.
Thank you. And I was going to introduce the board, and so I'm going to do that right now. We have Pam is our treasurer, and we have Janice Guevara, raise your hand, is our angel volunteer administrator. And we have Floran, who is our secretary and also hospitality. And we have Jim Thomason, who is our watching over our facilities and the handyman that we use. Doria's not here, but she is our practitioner. And yes, we have such an abundance of people who are willing to put in their time, their treasure, their heart, and their energy to keep this place going as it is. So thank you. Now, Rachel.
Well, I don't know about you, but I am filled with gratitude, knowing that each of us is doing our part. As we get filled up by Spirit, we give it forth and create something greater than any one person can be. So knowing this, I give thanks, knowing that we are all under the umbrella of grace. And we're not, we're treating and moving our feet, we're praying, and we're also allowing ourselves to be given to from the abundant Spirit that we know moves through us. We are so grateful to know that we are working together, laughing together, dancing and joyously living together, creating something greater than any one of us can be. So, giving thanks again in gratitude and deep appreciation. I know that Spirit is always surrounding everything that we think, say, and do, and walks with us as we walk forward into our greater yet to be. This is the truth. I let it be. And please join me in saying, and so it is.